You ain't got to worry about that, Jizzle. If somebody doing something better than me and they in pocket, they gonna be right where they need to be, right beside me, baby.
You know what that is, rattling?
I'm the one they forgot about. I need some help reminding these motherfuckers.
Boy,
Can you help me? So cold. It's God's work. I ain't got nothing even to do with this. It's God's work, man. It's God's work. I ain't got nothing to do with this. Come on. Sing a song. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be free. I want to dance with you, though. I want to give you some soul. We're going to let this breathe. All the dancers, you know what to do. I made this part for you, and you, and you, and you, and you.
say right now, look at here, finna get loose, huh? Finna get loose, huh? Finna get loose, huh? Finna get loose.
Where you from? Where that at? Where you headed? What is that? What you doing? Feeling that? Get that cake up. Open your mind, baby. Love, confused. Keep your distance. Unless you wanna get with this.
Me and the renegade, like grenades, blowing up mine, dime, blue. Chopping like sumo, hungry like Cujo.
Smoking that Pluto.
No ticking time like pan on the rope.
Feel beautiful.
No park break with a in the new. You wanna roll some grass, don't do that. Hey, you ain't trying to pass, don't do that. You gotta drink the mask, don't do that. Finna act ass, don't do that. Say what now? Finna get loose, huh? Finna get loose, huh? Finna get loose, huh? Finna get loose.
Get back down. Get on up. Get on up. This is what you feels like. So uncut. I'm in vogue. On that climb. Me rockin' Montclair. White chick, long hair.
But with a black man, yeah, I shine like this. Luminescent spit, get bright right quick. This is good as it get. Two top floors on the Ritz. I only like hits. Since PE, man, the coach you don't miss. You see this black fist? Come number one like the Olympics. You wanna roll some grass? Don't do that. Hey, you ain't trying to pass? Don't do that. You gotta drink the mask? Don't do that. Finna act ass? Don't do that. Say what now? Finna get loose, huh? Finna get.
What's up, 49er faithful? It's your boy Chili Will. Big game in the Arizona desert. Yeah, lost another one, man. We got a lot to talk about. So let's get ready to do it on the 49er Street Squad. Let's go. What's going on, 49er faithful, man? I really missed you guys. Miss talking to you. These 1 week shows are kind of killing me. I don't get to see you guys as much, and talk 49ers, But hey, lots to talk about. 49ers played against Arizona last Sunday. Lost 17-10. And we got a lot to talk about, man. So let me bring in some special guests that I appreciate coming in on the 49er Street Squad to help me out this evening. And let's go ahead and bring in my man, all the way from the East Coast, 3,000 miles away. Let's bring in my man, Niner Monte. What's up, Monte?
What's up,
and, oh, go ahead.
No, I said, what's up, Doug?
All right, man. I see you. Oh, man, got the hat on. He's ready for winter. All right. Looking good. Liking it, man. Also want to bring in wonderful guests all the way up from the 707 Northern California. He's coming in and talking Niners with us today. I want to introduce Niner Sam. Niner Sam, welcome to the show.
What's going on? Thanks for having me again, guys.
Awesome,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Hey, thanks for being on. Anyway, hey, guys, lots to talk about here. I mean, shoot. Another tough loss, game 5, and this is our 3rd loss now in a row. Not looking too good, but some interesting things to talk about because, number one, it was Trey Lance's first start as quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, and we're going to talk about, how well he did and what you guys like, what you didn't like, what, hopefully the faithful out there watching maybe chime in on the comments. Maybe you tell us what you liked and what you didn't like, Obviously, I can understand the faithful being a little upset right now, like myself. And thank goodness I have actually a couple of days to get over this, because I can't. It's hard to do it like on a show on a Monday or Tuesday because I'm still a little worked up. I'm still a little worked up because of the loss. I can't talk about it right now because it's kind of upset, brother. Anyway. But that's why I got the 49 Street Squad in the house. I got you guys, and I'm glad you be here to talk. We can talk it out and get our feelings out. Hopefully everybody else can get their feelings out. Hit us up on comments and let us know. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let me just go ahead real quick. I want to mention that last time I checked, it looked like on my channel, I'm up to 90 subscribers. 90.
Nice.
And,
Excellent.
Man, I'm telling you,
100 is almost there.
That's the faithful at work. You know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate all the love. And like I said, in return, I want to send a little love back to you guys, because I want to give away the old Fred Warner jersey. I got a Fred Warner jersey that I want to give away once I get up to 100 subscribers. Where's my Fred Warner? Let me see. Where's my, what did I do with it? Here we go. Here we go. Fred Warner jersey giveaway. It's a throwback jersey, as you can see, and I want to be able to bless some Niner faithful out there, male and female, Niner faithful fan with a Fred Warner throwback jersey, man. Right when I get up to 100 subscribers, man, we're going to give a jersey away to some lucky faithful out there, man. So I just want to put that out there. Appreciate the love and support. Again, make sure you hit the like button on the video, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. So when, we come on live, you guys will know. We're getting ready to talk Niners, man. We're ready to do this. You know what I'm saying? So it gets really exciting. And hey, go back and, matter of fact, let me bring up, I know I was going to tell you guys where we at here. You can also, yes, let me go through the formalities, yeah. But we're here on YouTube at 49er Street Squad. You can also reach me on Twitter at Chili49er, okay? And you can also hit me up on Instagram at 49ers_Street_Squad, because I'm always posting videos, pictures, all 49er faithful friends. You
got some good game day action when you get to the stadium.
Yeah,
I see
exactly.
It.
I like to go a little live sometimes, right? And bring all the excitement to maybe people like Monte that can't be there, but he want to see how the faithful are turning out. He want to see how we're supporting our guys and get ready to cheer our team on through a big game and stuff. And just the way the Empire just comes together and just man, it's just electric sometimes, really exciting. So. I like to do those kind of things and stuff and, post that. So, you'll see it on Instagram. So, yeah, if you get a chance, follow us on Instagram too. So, So, guys, talking about the game on Sunday. Don't want to, but got to because there's things we got to cover, right? We got to get down to business, right? Let me see. Comments is
another tough one.
Going live. All right.
It was a tough one, but there's a lot of good things to see as well,
Mm-hmm. So
it was. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, to see Trey out there,
Mm-hmm.
He reminded me a little bit of Kaepernick, except in my opinion, he had better pocket awareness than Kaepernick did. He could run the football, he can throw the football, and he can get out of some tough situations.
That's good you bring that up because one of my first questions, Sam, was going to ask you guys is because it was Lance's first start, how well do you feel he performed, and how would you grade him as far as his performance and everything? But you go ahead, Sam, and finish what you're saying. And I didn't mean to cut you off, but just go ahead and finish what you're saying about Trey Lance. And yeah, if anybody's watching, hit me up on the comments. Tell me how you felt like Trey Lance. I'll post it up there so everybody can see it. But go ahead, Sam. Go ahead and finish up.
Yeah, sorry for jumping the gun there, but yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like I said, it was all around, in my opinion, minus the rookie performance. It was a great performance. Just rookie mistakes. That was the only thing that I saw. Some overthrown balls. Not as good a vision downfield, but again, the pocket awareness, the scrambling, the running, hell of an arm. I think when Jimmy G goes down, which I don't want to see Jimmy G go down because I think the Niners with him are like something along the lines of 24-9. We need it back, but we got a good backup, and that's hard to come by in the league.
True. That's very true, man. You brought up some really great things about Trey Lance. Monte, why don't you go ahead and share? What do you think of Trey Lance's performance and how he played in this game? Share your thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, for his first start as a rookie, you could tell he was still he's still got a lot of growing to do, a lot of work that needs to be done. He wasn't reading his progressions like he should have. A couple of those, even on the interception, he was overthrown. He actually should have thrown the ball earlier because Benjamin was open, but I don't know if he's scared to throw it into coverage like that, rookie, jitters or whatever. Then when he scrambled, instead of hitting his check down, he tried to force it in there and ended up getting an interception. And I seen a lot. He was just seemed to be focused on the one. He wasn't reading. His head wasn't moving around the field a lot and picking up his progressions. A couple of times, Debo was out on the check down, and he's still trying to, and then he just take it away and run. And I don't know if that's because of Kyle's play calling, because he seemed to just want him to run. So every time he got a chance, he design run to him. He feels like Kyle wants him to run. So any chance he get, he's going to tuck the ball away and run. You got to get him out there to throw the ball too. He's got an arm, So it's just, it's a learning process. It's a big learning curve. So he only played 19 games in college. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's true.
I mean, he had a good record, he had good stats, but he's still wet behind the ears. But it's you see the potential when you see it that it's what it could look like. So baby steps.
Yeah,
I learned.
Yeah, you hit on some real good things there. Basically, hey, it's his first time in a start in the NFL, and to come into especially not only just any game, but he happened to be playing against a rival NFC West team that just so happens to be unbeaten right now. They still are unbeaten. And so, that's gotta, I'm sure, I'm sure if Jimmy even started, he would have came out probably with a little bit of butterflies in his stomach, and just
and he was on the road,
ready to prepare. Yeah, on the road, in a very hostile territory. Even though I don't know if you guys noticed during the game, but man,
Jews!
A lot of people
heard that
up there, man.
You heard that Juice chant when he caught the ball? Oh my God!
Did you hear that crowd? I was like,
the faithful showed up.
They sure did. In there heavy, boy.
They sure did. But from what from what I saw in Trey's opening performance, I really, I first of all, I give him a grade. If I was to give him a grade, I'd give him like maybe a C+. And again, first time starting. To come out there and do what he did. I wasn't obviously expecting to see him, really blow us away, but he actually did better than I felt that he was going to do. I expected him probably get even sacked more and everything, but, he used his great running ability to, scramble, get out the pocket, avoid tackles, avoid being hit, and as you saw in the highlights in the beginning, you can see where he actually got some great yardage out of the scrambles. He was actually about had down, about 16 rushes for about 89 yards. And that's almost more than the whole running back or rushing yards that the Arizona totally, had for themselves, which was about 94 yards. So you see, he wasn't too far from that. And so he did a lot of things that I felt like he did a lot of things great that I don't think Jimmy would have been able to do. And now I know Jimmy's not the most when he's under pressure in the pocket, doesn't really scramble and get out of it. He kind of takes a sack a lot, or doesn't really know which way to run. He just doesn't have that kind of
not as
third eye
agile.
going on, sensing that pressure. You know what I'm saying, when he needs to escape. So, but anyway, I think Trey Lance's ability to run out of the pocket, brought another concern for the Arizona defense, because now you're like, okay, I want to get pressure on this guy, but were they expecting him to take off a lot? Was they expecting he had found that hole? He'll just go for it, And back, Monte, when you were talking about his check downs and his throws, well, I agree with you, but I also don't. I mean, it makes me wonder that if maybe that was a design play for him by Kyle, for him to actually take off and run with it, because sometimes you could tell.
There was a lot of them that were designed for him to run.
Yeah, a lot of times he can take the ball and just like shoot. You know what I mean? He just would take right off. You know what I mean? So it was a call for him.
Yeah. But with the zone read, when they do the handoff, it's up to him whether he decides to hand it off or take it. Some of them it's straight to him just to run. They do the fake, but you can tell when it's a straight run because he doesn't hesitate. He just kind of fakes it and goes. But there was too many. To me, there was too many design runs just for him to. It reminded me of what, like, I was looking at RG3 all over again with Kyle Shanahan. Like, we're gonna ruin this guy's career before it even starts. When he went down to the 1 yard line, I was like, and Isaiah Simmons took him out. I was nervous that he wasn't gonna get up. That was a hard hit he took there.
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
can tell.
protect good.
Oh, go ahead.
I say you got to protect him. He's his first start.
Yeah.
It's like you're throwing him into the fire with all those design runs.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the reasons why I give him a C plus, or whatever. Because a lot of times, as a quarterback, you're taught to learn how to slide, avoid taking a lot of these big hits. And he's still thinking college, or he's running back. I don't know, but
but you're 4th and 1 on the goal line. You're not going to slide there. You're trying to get that ball in the end zone.
In that play, you're right. Not there. You wouldn't. I think I'm surprised he didn't, as big as the guy is, didn't have the ability to, try to leap over them guys or something. Or if he'd have just went a little more towards the, the end zone, the cone, pylon. There you go. When if he went more towards the pylon and just reached out real quick, because all you get, the ball just has to break the plane.
Yeah.
He probably would have easily got that 6 points. So yeah, the little things that he needs to just think about and and know what to do in them situations. I think that'll come in time. But I think just being caught up in the your adrenaline's going. He's probably just like, I got to make a play. And you're just not always thinking the correct way to maybe do certain plays and do certain things depending where you're at. Especially when in the red zone, you're just a yard away, and like you said, Elijah Mitchell was right there wide open. Heck, if he'd have really faked him out some kind of way, he could have acted like, he was going to go in. Like you always see Mahomes do this, he acts like he's going to go in, but he'll throw that little dart real quick to somebody, and Elijah Mitchell was right there wide open. So he could have made a little pass there too, But
I don't know why we didn't just take the field.
My grade for Lance is about a C plus.
Yeah. I mean, you got to give him that with the game plan that they gave him. I was so happy to see Shanahan draw up something, and to me, he didn't really draw up anything.
Yeah.
It was a
now,
weird.
That's fun. Now that it's funny that you bring Shanahan up, because my next question to you guys was this: how do you feel how well of a coaching job Kyle Shanahan is doing so far? Now, we easily could have been technically at least 4-1, right, at best, or even 5-0. I mean, we had like 3 close games, but how do you really feel? Because like I'm sensing like a lot of faithful right now, are starting obviously to question Kyle Shanahan and his coaching skills and ability again, and it's like, I get the frustration, everybody's feeling, especially like we hate losing, especially close games like this, but yeah, I mean, like, how do you guys feel right now as far as Kyle Shanahan coaching these Niners? Like, do you feel he's doing a great job? Do you feel that he, does he need to change some things? Or, what's your opinion on that? I'll let you answer. Let's see, Sam, you want to go?
I mean, the buck stops with him. Once all is said and done, he is the head coach. Injuries, they happen. Look at what we're dealing with right now.
Mhm.
But when it comes to, I think his offensive play calling needs to shapen up. We need to do more to get the ball in the end zone. The defense the last couple of years has been great. The defense has more or less has won us some games. Has kept the opposing team score down and allow us to score 1 or 2 touchdowns. But we need to score more than 1 or 2 touchdowns a game. We need to get the ball in the end zone, and that falls on the head coach.
Okay, so you feel it falls on the coach more than the quarterback, or both?
I think it falls on the coach. If we look back at the history, look at Alex Smith. Alex Smith, is and was a great quarterback, but he really exploded once he got out of the Niners, and Jim Harbaugh was able to get Kaepernick to do okay, but I think it's just all about the dynamic between the head coach, and the quarterback. That's what I see.
Okay, Monte, how do you feel about Kyle Shanahan and his coaching so far this year? I mean, are you in a place where you're pretty, this my guy's my coach, he's doing okay, or do you feel that does he need to make some adjustments, in the offense? Like, how are you feeling about it?
I feel like he needs to just get back to basics. He's trying to do I think he's just trying to do too much and be this offensive guru. To Sam's point, like you bring up Alex Smith. Alex Smith actually wasn't good until he got Jim Harbaugh. He had somewhat of 14 different coaches in his career since he's been there. And when Harbaugh got there is when he started to flourish. Then he got injured and Kaepernick took over the job. So it just shows you with the coaching and the quarterback together how that they need to mesh. And this, to me, the play calling he called for that game to me was atrocious. Like fourth and 1, you got to get points. Your offense is sputtering all year. I get it. You want to get Trey Lance to look like the guy, but 4th and 1, you're on and it's 7-0. Kick the field goal. I get it. Gold's not there, but you got the guy that he put up later that he sunk a 30-something yarder, no problem. What was all this going for on 4th and 1? I get it if it was a 52-yarder, 53-yarder, you didn't have faith in him, but there was just so many. Just to me, there was so much play calling that I couldn't understand it, and then part of it was to do with Trey Lance not being able to read his progressions and do what he's supposed to do. I noticed throughout the course of the game that he was dropping back and sitting back, and he wasn't throwing the ball much. And I'm saying to myself, and then he had to scramble. I'm like, this is the secondary covering him that much, or is it the fact that he's not reading the routes right and the read right, and he's scared to throw that ball out there? You know what I mean? Because he was holding on to the ball and tucking the ball and running a lot more than he was throwing the ball. And every time he threw the ball, it seemed like the guy was wide open, but he didn't want to tuck it. Except I went to Brandon Ayuk. That was like probably his best throw I've seen him, and great catch, by the way.
I was surprised he caught on that myself. I was like, whoa, Brandon.
But as far as back to Shanahan, I don't know. He just he seems to be. I don't. This year, I don't have the faith in him. They're not scoring. He doesn't. The offense just looks so blah. There's nothing to it. He's getting away from the run. Like he normally always used to run the ball, which opens up the play action, and opens up the offense. Elijah Mitchell, what was his final stats in that game?
Elijah Mitchell, hold on, I do have Google. Hold on a minute. You got Elijah.
It seemed like he's getting away from the run. I think Trey Lance might have had more run.
He had 9 rushes for 43 yards.
Okay, so your quarterback had more rushes than your running back.
Yep.
I get it on the scrambles, but I think he set up at least 9 that were set for him to run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't. You're not gonna. You got to be able to get back there and throw that ball out there. You can't just keep running them up the gut because you're not gonna have them for long. You see, you got a sprained knee now too.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that. Apparently, I agree. I mean, he's excited, got a new toy, he wants to go out there, and I don't know if he's trying to show him off, or he feels like, okay, let me try some things that I'm not used to doing, like with Jimmy. But because I know that I got this guy's, running mobility. I let's see what he can do. You know what I mean? So I can see, and you're right. I think there was a lot of play, well, especially when they were right up there, you know, in the red zone. They could have kicked, you know, the 3 points instead of, you know, going forth and whatever, you know, get on the board, and that might have benefit them in the long run, you know, better. But I don't know. I think he was just trying to, because I think Arizona, knowing what they're capable of and being, these guys are like number one offense in the NFL. You know, they average like, you know, 30-something points a game.
33 points a game.
Yeah, you know, so, you know, I don't know. Part of me kind of likes the aggressiveness, especially because he had Trey Lance, and I wouldn't expect Jimmy to do like some of the things that he was calling Trey Lance to do, but I can see where, okay, yeah, you know, I got this quarterback. Let me see what he's made of, you know, see what he can make happen. You know what I mean? And so he pushed the bar a little bit, you know, but unfortunately, you know, just didn't work out, you know, and more because it was, you know, errors on us, you know, that, or execution of the play or the of the game, that he didn't score at times. But you know, I don't know. It didn't really bother me. That's why I think when I watched this game, it was like I had a very open mind about it, because I was kind of like, what, you know, what is he gonna? Is he gonna like really protect Trey Lance? Kind of just hand off, so whatever, you know, do, you know, like the Jimmy stuff, or is he really gonna like let this guy let it rip? You know, let's see this guy just run, take the ball, you know, score, whatever, you know. So it seemed like he did kind of, you know, pull the reins off him a little bit and just let him kind of cut loose, you know. But it still just seemed like the offense wasn't at times, you know, execution wise wasn't always just there, you know, really good. So it, you know, and again, a lot, you know, he's Trey Lance, you know, he's a rookie, you know, probably pretty over anxious, excited, whatever, you know, and might have caused him to sometimes not be in right rhythm with the offense, doing some of these plays, you know. But I don't know. As far as Kyle coaching, I don't know. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that when he's coaching, you know, I see like a lot of the same plays. You know, I sometimes like, can't he like create something different? Because it just seems like the league is kind of caught up with him now, and they kind of know his plays really good, and so they're ready for like a lot of that stuff. You know what I mean? And so I just wish he kind of mix it up a little bit more with some newer plays. You know what I mean? Like something we haven't seen. You know, because I watched some other games on, you know, NFL, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, and I'm watching some of these teams, and sure enough, always see a player 2 or 3 that are right out of Kyle Shanahan's book. You know what I mean? I'm going like, wow, you know, Jimmy used to do that play, you know, bootleg run or whatever, you know, and you know, it just seems like, you know, the league's kind of catching up with him, and I think that's one reason why offensively also we're struggling, because you know, the league's catching on to what he does. You know what I mean? I think he just needs to somehow spice up the offense. He needs to come out with better plays, you know, for especially now that you got Trey Lance, you know, Trey Lance and Jimmy. You know, Jimmy can't be doing the same old stuff too, you know. And, you know, I just think he needs to create more better plays for the offense, you know, to score with, because, you know, I think the league is just really catching on to what he's doing. You know what I mean? And they're just more prepared to go against the 49ers, you know. So
I think he needs to get back to running the ball. That's what opens up that offense that he creates, is running the ball. You got that offensive line that's a juggernaut, and you're not nine carries for your starting running back is unacceptable. They normally average 30 carries. They were last year, the year they went to the Super Bowl, where they averaging 30 carries between their 3 running backs a game. You only get 9.
Yeah, I agree, and I agree with you. But think about, we don't have our starter Mostert. He's gone
right,
for the year.
But Kyle Shanahan is the first one to say it don't matter what running back runs in his system, that is going to create holes. Whatever running back is going to get yardage, because that's the system that he runs in the offensive line that he has. Yeah, Mostert's a better runner than Mitchell, but it's the next man up. It always has been. And you see, Mitchell had 100. His one start before he got injured. What he had, I think it was some 16 carries, 100 something yards, and a TD.
Mhm.
You know, so
Oh, you mean
get
against
back to
Arizona, or are you talking about
against
when he was
Seattle,
playing earlier?
against week 2 against Green Bay when then he got injured. He
Mm,
got over 100
okay.
yards week 2 against Green Bay.
Yeah, he was actually doing very well, first 2 or 3 games till he got injured. But the guy just got back. He's probably not, feeling 110% like comfortable in the offense of what he was doing. I mean, not to say he still did a decent job for like you said, a few handoffs that he did get the ball, but before,
Yeah, but
we
Trey
had
Sermon got like
Sermon.
what? Trey Sermon got like 3 carries.
Yeah.
If Elijah
yeah.
Mitchell's coming back, you got Trey Sermon, move him in and out. I mean, if you think about it, you said we don't have Mostert. In 2019, Mostert wasn't even a starting running back. He was behind Breida and Coleman, and they were still averaging 30 carries per team until the end of the year when Breida got hurt, and Mostert just took off with it and single-handedly beat Green Bay in the playoffs. But Kyle Shanahan always preaches that it doesn't matter what running back he has in his system because his system is created for his running backs to gain yards. So why is Elijah Mitchell only having 9 carries?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
True.
The running that ball creates that ball.
Yeah, but I agree with you. And you're right. They should stick more to their running game. Just because you got Trey Lance, you want this dude to run around, do all this crazy, spectacular moves or whatever. You still got to trust in your running game, and we all know that I think the old line's a better run blocking offense than they are passing offense. So, they tend to block a lot better when it comes to the running game, and they usually get some good yards. But I think I don't know. I thinking about the game, you got Trey Lance. I guess, like I said, I just feel at least in that game that Kyle's probably testing what he has in this kid. Just maybe wanted to open up just a little bit instead of doing running plays all the time because sometimes you got to have the passing too because with a great. I mean, Arizona's a good, if probably not number one defense. Those guys, they're not going to make it easy for you. They're going to get 9 or so guys up in that box, and they're going to probably want to test these guys. And if they, as far as like Lance or Jimmy, if they could throw the ball on them, you know what I'm saying, and stuff, and if they could do it, But that's a good call. I mean, they should maybe expect to stick more to the running game. And like I said, now that at least Elijah Mitchell is back and he is healthy, and hopefully later on in the season we should get not Mitchell, but Wilson. Excuse me, Wilson back. Hopefully things will get better in the running department. Let me ask you this question, guys. My next question is: do you feel that Trey Lance should continue to start? Monty, I'll let you go this time.
I think if Jimmy's healthy, you got to go back. You got to go back to Jimmy. You know what I mean? But you got to try and also the same token, you got to work him in and let him get his nicks, his bumps, and get his feet wet and get his feet under him. You know what I mean? Because he can't. Obviously, I mean my prediction he's going to be the starting quarterback next year. So, I don't know if this was like we spoke about last week. Like, where did that calf injury come from? Was this all like a ploy to get him to start? You know what I mean? So, I mean, if Jimmy's healthy, he's your guy. You got to go to Jimmy. You know what I mean? And plug him in here and there and let him get his feet wet. He's still raw. So Jimmy needs to step his up.
Okay, let's just say coming in after the bye week, the Colts game, if Jimmy and Trey Lance are 100% good to go, you say that they should start with Jimmy. Okay. Yep. What about you, Sam?
I agree. Jimmy, 100%. If he is healthy, if he's not, I think, and Trey Lance is, able and ready to play, I think they should go, 70-30. 70% Jimmy, 30% Trey. Mix it up a little bit. I mean, at this point, how could that hurt us? I mean, we're already, losing record. I don't think it's going to continue that way, but it's current reality. So why not change it up a little bit? Something has to change.
Yeah, I kind of like that too.
Well, hopefully, it's not Nate Sudfeld. Hopefully, one of them's healthy after the bye week.
Yes, hopefully. I
Now,
just asked
now
Doug
Monte,
earlier today, I was like,
do you think that? Do you also feel that? How do you like that Kyle's using both Jimmy and sometimes putting Trey Lance on certain plays? Do you think that works?
I don't see a problem with it because it throws the defense off. You know what I mean? You got Jimmy back there, who's not a mobile quarterback, and then you throw him in, and you see the first touchdown of the season went to Trey Lance, and he ran one in, he threw one, so it changes the pace of the game up and puts the defense on their heels because now they got to think about something different. This guy can run, this guy can move. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why I say you gotta, in the same token, when Trey Lance is out there as a starter, you can't just keep running him. The defense is gonna, if you notice, Kyler Murray didn't have one design run into that third quarter. It was the third or fourth quarter. That one run where he just took it up the gut, and because he can run too, but he didn't have 10 design runs for him. He had one design run that got him a first down at a crucial point in the game because we weren't expecting him to do the design run because he hadn't done it all game. You keep doing it, they're gonna get used to it, and you're gonna get your guy hurt. He did it to RG3. I swear I was sitting there screaming like, this is RG3 all over again. Because he literally, Kyle Shanahan literally ended RG3's career and running him into the ground by constantly running him with the ball. But if healthy, Jimmy G's got to be there, but you got to mix him in there and let him get his feet wet, and it throws the defense towards it. It keeps just like we were saying with the creative offense, little trickery, just like the Saints do with Taysom Hill. They bring Taysom Hill and changes the pace of the game. It's just another weapon.
Yeah, and you're right. I think I was thinking about that too. With Trey Lance, and his running abilities. Kind of for me, it kind of scares me just to see any quarterback. I mean, if you're blessed to have the talent to run, then fine. It's good to have. It's definitely another element that you bring into the offense. But for me personally, I don't really like to always see that quarterback always feeling like, oh, I got to make that run to make that play. I mean, if it opens up and you're able to, get some yards, then obviously do it, and also be smart, slide. Don't lead with your helmet or your body and take a bad hit, But I would like to see Lance more in the pocket, be more of a pocket quarterback, in his passing abilities. Because one thing that stuck out to me watching the Arizona game is he's got a great arm. I mean, the guy can send that ball downfield. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm like, wow, that's the one thing that just pops out, to me when I'm watching the game. And I'm like, wow, this guy really, it just really showed, especially in the Arizona game. And overthrew that first one, got intercepted. But still he threw a few others down. It was
still a heck of a throw.
Yeah, Debo leaped up and grabbed one. I was just like, in the second, just looked so, just had that power on it, and just, just looked beautiful. I'm kind of like, wow, if this guy really hangs in there and just learns to develop his timing better and just be on the same page with his receivers, and making plays, that's going to be, just really exciting to watch, and I know it's going to come in time, but I just don't want to see him running too much. I don't want to see him out there exposing himself because these guys are big, man. And I mean, he's a big guy too, but you got these 200 and almost 300 pounders come flying at you. You know what I'm saying? And if they see you on the run, they know they want to hit you. If you're not careful, slide. You got to slide, right?
And I think he got a reality check. I mean, look, the guy's injured. I would obviously never want to see that, but he is, and part of that I think is because what he was doing, and hopefully healing up, good to go. But I think it's going to remind him that he's a quarterback, not a running back. Right.
But like I said, I just feel like he just needs to be more of a pocket quarterback. I just don't want to always see him out there, risking and killing himself. Because like Monte was saying, when with RG3, I mean, you saw what happened. I mean, he had great speed, great running abilities, void tackles, but it did catch up with him and it cost him, and he got injured. So, it's just such a physical, sport. I don't know. Do you really want to risk your quarterback running too much? Speaking of injuries, I was going to ask you guys this question. Who would you say is responsible for injuries for this team? What I mean is, I've talked to other, 49er faithful about it. Do you feel like that this is a team in need of much better conditioning staff? Because, we've been suffering the last, 3 or 4 years. I think we've probably been like one of the highest teams to have so many injuries on this team. And I don't know. A lot of people are always saying, if they had better conditioning coaches and stuff to work with these players, they wouldn't be getting injured so much. How do you guys feel about that? And what's your take on that? Sam, I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you bring that up, Doug. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, last year with COVID and the height of it, and everybody being in lockdown in one form or the other, I get it, but this year in 2019 and 18, no excuse. Those players have access to some of the best gym facilities that money can buy, and they need the top leadership when it comes to who is training them, who is stretching them out, the physical therapist, and something hasn't been right because we have been injury ridden for years now. And I don't see many other teams going through this problem.
A lot of teams are going through the injury problems, actually.
It's not as bad as we had it last year. Last year we were decimated. Like from week 2 on, we were decimated. And it's funny because I was watching the pregame show one day with Whitner Staley and Takeo Spikes, and Whitner was saying he played when Harbaugh was there, and he said it's a totally different animal what they do now than what they did previously. Like even these guys in the off season now, they go home and it's on them to keep their body in shape and keep them, in the off season when there really wasn't no off season. You had an off season, but you were still coming back and working out in camps 2 or 3 times out of the week. And some of these guys, like me, Kittle's is funny to me. He can't stay healthy either, right? Because I just think he plays too damn hard. He's constantly like he's going for the extra yard. He's dragging 3 people, and
he's a yak. He's a yak guy.
But I mean, he stays in the gym and he works out and he's in good shape and he keeps himself in good shape. He looks in pretty good shape, but why is he always injured? Because I mean, is it because he's playing too hard? It's hard to say.
I thought
because it's like you said, it's not happening like with us. But if you look at it, Saquon Barkley blew his knee. He hurt his ankle. It happens. It's a rough sport, but I mean, there's so many people going down with blown knees.
Man, talk about that, man. When Kittle went down, that remember the one hit? What was it again? It was against wasn't Arizona, but it was I think Seattle, was it? I don't know who. Remember when
Seattle when Jimmy threw the high ball? Awkward.
Yeah, and he kind of bent his knee back like that. I thought right away, oh my God, we lost a man ACL right there, man. But thank goodness
he already
it wasn't.
Calf problem.
Yeah, but if you watch that back in slow motion, man, for a second didn't look good. You know what I mean? The way he came down, I was kind of like, oh no, that's gonna leave a mark. I thought he was gonna be done right there, and I'm just glad that it turned out not to be a bad injury or anything, but yeah, he's been taking some pretty bad blows the last couple of years, and like you said, he plays rough. He's a really rough style, but I think because I think a lot of guys, other NFL players from other teams, I feel like they just got it out for George Kittle because he just be clowning dudes so much sometimes, you know what I mean? And I think they get tired of it, and they're kind of like, man, all right, George, I see you. When we meet up, I'll be looking for you, But yeah, hopefully though he will be back. He's kind of what was it he pulled? Was his calf? Got the little calf thing going on. So hopefully, I'm glad he got the time.
He's on the IR though, so it's going to be.
I was going to say he's on IR for the next 3 to 4 weeks. I said. I think that's what I read last.
It's got to when you're placed on the IR, it's at least 3 games, not 3 weeks, 3 games. So this bye week doesn't even count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he should be back soon. But like you said,
He
it's
should
good
be
that
back
he conditions
soon.
himself. You know, he does take the time in the off season to really, you know, put in the work, which is good. But yeah, so many people are just so quick to blame, you know, the staff. I think personally, me personally, the way I think about it, you know, I think it just really comes down to a stroke of just bad luck. You know, I mean, we just unfortunately, and for some reason, I don't know why, but the last 3 to 4 or 5 years, it just seems like we've been hit hard.
A lot of
Especially
people
a lot of
blame it on the
players.
AstroTurf too. Also,
Yeah, there's AstroTurf, you know what I mean, and
that plays a
I don't know,
part.
there's a lot of things that you just can't, you know, predict or you know what's ever going to happen with these guys out there in the field playing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. You could probably go through a bunch of conditioning coaches, you know what I'm saying, but still have the same results of these players when they play and get injured on the field. You know what I mean? It's like conditioning coaches, they don't play on the field. The players do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think that's mentally. I mean, sometimes I think the players just got to be try their best to know when they're playing. It's a fast game, you know. But like when he blew out his ACL, he decided to run towards the out of bounds there, but decided to cut back. And right when he did that, that's when he kind of tweaked. You know what I mean? So if he just ran straight out, there's a good chance maybe he would have avoided that injury. You know, who knows? But I don't know. I just feel it's one of those things that you just.
It's part of the game.
Lucky that you don't, or you. Unfortunately, things happen, and I don't know if there's any way to really avoid it. You know what I mean? It's like you said, it's a physical sport. People are going to go down. People are going to get hurt. Unfortunately, it's a contact sport. It's just the game itself. Yeah. So let me move on from there. Real quick, how do you guys feel? How well do you feel the O-line played in this game?
They were decent, but I mean, it was like every play in the second half was a holding. How many holdings did we have in that second half, especially on that? There was 1 or 2 drives that we were actually moving, and we went back 10 yards holding. I think we had at least 6. We were talking last week about the defensive pass interferences that we kept getting that was killing our momentum on third downs. This week it was reversed because every time we were moving the ball, we got an offensive holding that brought us back 10 yards, and it just. That was very unlike our offensive line. It was too many holding penalties. And some of them were on the receivers also. So we can't just blame the offensive line. But I thought as far as pass blocking, they were.
Yeah, I feel like, McGlinchey, I think, had about 2 or 3 holding calls. Even Brunskill, I think he even had a holding call or 2. So I don't know. I just don't. Yeah, we just have to get better, with these, these holding penalties. I think the O-line just, I don't know. Richie's just kind of like, pissed me off. I like the guy, but it's like, man, what last few games this man's been caught so much for holding. His pass protection just is awful.
Yeah, I think they didn't play any worse or any better than they did the week before. It's.
Is that also key? Is that also though the key, Sam, and the reason why the Niners struggle so much on offense because of these penalties? It's like
No, but our offensive line didn't commit that many penalties in the first few games that were like that. That was overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Our offensive line's been playing good. It's just that the offense is not executing properly.
Well, when you got a quarterback back there changing direction so many times, I mean, the offensive line's bound to get more holding calls.
That's true too. That's true too. As opposed to Jimmy just staying in the pocket.
Yeah, instead of just him just sitting there waiting to get sacked if no one's open, Trey was dancing around.
Mm-hmm.
What about that holding penalty on Arizona in the end zone that wasn't called? That should have been a safety.
And exactly. I mean, those are the kind of things that gets me, worked up because how many times we've seen Bosa for crying out loud get held, and my man up to Eric Armstead, DJ Jones. I mean, these guys, man, are putting so much pressure on the quarterback, but they're, continually, man, I'm seeing these grabs.
They get their jerseys ripped,
and I'm thinking exactly, and I'm thinking like, are these refs like blind? Are they trying to? I mean, like, do they have it out for us or something? I don't understand why they're not seeing a lot of these holding penalties. I mean, I get it. I know a lot of it happens with a lot of teams. You know what I mean? You're not going to get the call all the time, but there's some passes that, I mean, some, grabbing that goes on that just seems so evident that it should be called. You know what I mean? Gosh, practically every time that guy gets pressure, when he really brings the pressure, I mean, dudes are always pulling on him, pulling on his, shoulder collar, protection pad, trying to pull him, yank him down. I'm just like, these guys ain't calling nothing, man. I mean, it's like, are they seeing this?
It was
that's the stuff that just drives me nuts.
Mm-hmm. It was funny because the first play when Eric Armstead got held by the neck, Kyler got the ball away. Next play, they call a holding, and then they say everybody's like safety. No, it was on the 1 yard line. You can't see clear as day on the neck, but you could see where it was at, that it was outside of the end zone, the second holding. It just seems the refs. Sometimes, I mean, I'm an umpire myself, so I know it's human error. But to me, that hold on Armstead like this was so blatant, and the ref is standing right there at outside the end zone. How can you miss that?
Exactly. I know.
How can you miss that? I mean,
I just don't. I don't understand. I just don't know what's going on with that. But like I say, everybody in NFL knows what Bosa brings to the table. This guy, this one particular person is very hard to block, and you would think the rest would kind of keep a little more eye on him when he's, pass rushing or whatever, to see if anyone's grabbing or pulling on him and stuff. I think maybe because he's still, maybe he hasn't built up enough clout. I don't know. Maybe they still think he's a young kid, rookie, whatever, and he doesn't maybe deserve those calls, but I don't know. It's crazy. I just hard to wrap my head around that one, Okay, so right now we're sitting at, the 49ers are 2-3, and still early in the season, and I feel like a lot of faithful, I understand frustration, everyone's getting a little fed up, but it's not too late to turn this around. We could have easily been 4-1 or even 5-0 at this point, but still early in the season, enough time to kind of get things back on track. What do you guys feel or think what it's going to take to get the 49ers back on track and get to winning?
I think it's going to take momentum, a good win over the Colts on Sunday night, and just seeing our offense put up some points. I really want to see our offense start putting up some points, and I think we have a good opportunity coming up on the 24th to do that. Mm-hmm. Defense, I think we're going to just continue to do what we do, hold teams low points. I mean, as you said, Monty, Arizona was up. They averaged 33 points. We held them to 17. Mm-hmm. We just got to start scoring, and I think we got a real good opportunity on Sunday night to do that. Hopefully both quarterbacks are good to go, and throw the ball, run the ball, and get some points on the board.
Yeah, like Sam, we got offense going again. The defense is showing up day in, day out. Yeah, they're committing penalties, but you know what? At the end of the day, they're holding us down right now. That we're not getting embarrassed out on the field out there. And the offense got to get back in. We got to start creating turnovers and take advantage of those turnovers. Mm-hmm. We finally got a turnover in Arizona and go 3 and out. You can't win like that. You got to take advantage of those turnovers and punch that ball in. So I say keep the penalties down, create turnovers, and get the offense scoring, and we should be all right.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's all about the penalties. I think for us that this seem like, we can't seem to get out of our own way, or they can't seem to get out of their own way sometimes. And,
no, you said it right. We are with them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we with them. Yeah, you're right. But you just want to see them work on trying to just cleaning up. Like I think you touched on it earlier, Monte. Defensively, there's been so many times we've held teams. Whether it be third down, whatever, third and long. And these guys are going to throw to their top receiver, whoever that be, Rodgers, Wilson. They got great receivers to throw to. You know what I mean? And you would think that it's coming. I just wish these guys would be a little more prepared for that. You know what I mean? But there's just been so many of these pass interference calls that's been really killing us. You know, because if it wasn't for I think a lot of those kind of calls, and of course, again, if we don't take care of it, we fumble. You know, the special teams a few weeks ago, you know, turned over the ball, and you know, we just have to be better. You know, we have to be better, clean up a lot of those silly penalties, and you know, make sure that you know we're just ready for these, you know, obvious plays that you know, the other team is going to come back and try to get you. You know what I mean? They're going to throw that long ball to Adams or DK Metcalf. You know what I'm saying? I mean, defense got to be ready for that. I mean, like, I feel like our secondary is just, you know, but I understand with all the, you know, since we lost a guy,
Verrett.
Jason Verrett. Yeah, well, since we lost him, I mean, he was a real shutdown guy, you know, but, you know, we've been kind of playing, you know, three-card Monty or something, you know, with these other cornerbacks and stuff, and, you know, haven't been seasoned enough, and some of them are so new, they haven't really, you know, not familiar with maybe the system and play so much, you know, and just being mentally prepared to go out there and just really stick it to these guys. So, you know, secondary needs some work. You know, I think the front seven on the defense, you know, I feel doing a great job, you know, but the secondary, you know, we got to get some of these cornerbacks, get them a little more solid on their protection, you know, whether it be prevent defense, man to man. These guys just got to be ready. And it kind of goes in pretty much my last question. I was going to say, how do you guys feel how DeMeco Ryans, how well do you feel that he's doing with the 49ers defense so far in these 5 games?
I was a little skeptical of some of the games when seemed like he was taking the pressure off. Bosa was off the field for long periods of time, and D Ford was off the, you know, key players. I mean, like you said, as far as the secondary with injuries, it's hard to overcome that, especially like when your front four takes that pressure off of your secondary, and that front four isn't getting the pressure that they should be getting. It's hard, but if you look at it overall in 5 games, I think DeMeco Ryans doing a pretty good job because the defense has been holding us down. You know what I mean? We've been in every game because of the defense, not because of the offense.
Yeah.
So I I tip my cap to him. First year coach, you know, you gotta be going through his, you know, his little butterflies in his stomach and stuff like that. So, you know, and he's, you know, had some big shoes because I love Saleh. You know, the energy he brought to that team and to that defense was amazing. So he had some big shoes to fill. And I think he's doing all right.
It wasn't too long ago they wanted Saleh's head on the stick, though. You know, and you know, it was kind of a little rough for him. But of course, when he, you know, got hold of Bosa and D Ford, and he did get some more better backup players. You know, I mean, yeah, they came a much better defensive team, and maybe he was able to do a lot of what he originally wanted to do. But Sam, how do you feel defense? DeMeco Ryans is doing. You think he's doing a great job so far?
Like I said, again, it's the defense that has kept us in the games or hasn't allowed us to get blown out. So, I mean, we can nitpick for another hour, but I think overall he's doing a great job.
Yeah, I agree. I think the defense, like Monty said, both the guys said that they're keeping us in the games. You know what I mean? Because we've had some pretty tough ones. You know, the last 3, and like I said, it could have gone either way. But unfortunately, you know, we kind of just shot ourselves in the foot with penalties and stuff like that. So, but hopefully, they can clean things up as the season goes along. Hopefully, they'll come together, play better together, and hopefully they'll really start being they're already defensive studs, but hopefully there'll be more shutdown defensive studs by then, as the season goes on. Real quick, just to cover some news to go over before we go. There was a report running back Raheem Mostert had successful knee surgery. So we wish him well as he recovers, so he was up and about. They had a little video shot. Somebody had a video shot of him in the hospital. He was up walking around. I mean, with crutches, But the surgery went well, and we just pray and hope that he recovers real soon, and look forward to his return next year, and hopefully he'll be 110% ready to go. There was a few players that were waived. The following players were waived were cornerback Devontae Harris and running back Jaquise Patrick. And let's see, linebacker Marcel Harris. He had fractured his right thumb and had surgery. He should be good to go after the bye week. So doesn't look like anything that's going to keep him out, as far as the Colts game. So he should be back for the Colts game. And report on, let's see, team is hoping to have running back Jeff Wilson back by late November as he still recovers from his knee injury that he had. And so, be nice to have him back, especially that should be just about past the, second half of the season. So we'll definitely be glad to have him back and have his great running talents. Also, from the Arizona game, Green Bay, quarterback Trey Lance had a left knee sprain and is questionable for the Colts game. So I don't know how bad that is. Still not sure who's going to get the go as far as Jimmy or Trey Lance as far as the game against the Colts. So we'll stay tuned for that. Hopefully we'll know more by the time we, come back on live for the next show. We'll know more. 49ers have cut cornerback Buster Screen and activated cornerback Devontae Harris from designated for return. So I don't know.
Yeah, and they waived him.
Come back? Oh, did they waive him?
Yeah, they activated him and they waived him.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Because all right. Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. So I'm going back notes from nearest to back. So defensive lineman Jordan Willis should be back after, I guess, game 6 against the Colts because he was suspended for the first 6 games of the season. So it'd be nice to get defensive lineman Jordan Willis back on the line. He will definitely help out. Just real quick, not spend too much time. We're already on an hour, but I was hoping to touch on it earlier. But there was a little quote from a guy, John Lynch. He was on the radio over here at KMBR. He had this to say about Brandon Ayuk. He says he hasn't made the strides we expect him to. So I kind of saw this and I kind of thought, strides, huh? I said, well, maybe he's technically where we want him to be right now, but I think he's playing pretty good, probably better than some of the other receivers that we have on the team. But I was going to ask you guys, how do you feel about that comment? What do you think, John Lynch was going at with that, Monte? I'll ask you that.
Honestly, I don't. I mean, there had to be something off the field that's going on with that in practice or something that we're not seeing because he hasn't even been on the field to even see that. Like, I mean, even look at the catch he made. That one catch he had last week. It was an amazing catch in his hands. I mean, yeah, he dropped some early the first game, but it seems like as soon as he makes a mistake, he's off the field and he's on the bench. And I don't. It's got to be something off the field that he's not. His practice habits, maybe his late to meetings. He does, his work ethic. It's got to be something with his work ethic, because he had a great season last year. He had a great season last year, and now he's coming into his second year. And the first game of the year, where everybody's like, "Where's Ayuk? Where's Ayuk?" Mm-hmm. Same thing. They with Sermon, he was supposed to be dressed, and they scratched him. So it's got to be, to me, it's got to be something off the field as far as his work ethic or his training habits, showing up late to meetings, and they're just not talking about. I don't think there's anything on the field because they haven't given him a chance to prove himself on the field this year. If you look at if you could look up his stats to show how many actually snaps he had in the games, it's not that much.
Yeah, totally agree. I think it's just lighting a fire underneath him. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the way that John Lynch is doing it, but I think that's what the outcome he wants is to just get it out there and have the player know that hey, we're watching. The fans expect something, and you need to do something different. Again, what it is, I don't know, but that's between them to figure out and get some results. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys bring up some good points. I mean, I kind of thought a lot of the same thing too. I figured it was something behind the scenes. Maybe we just don't know that he might not be doing. Maybe there's something they're unsatisfied with, or maybe they're trying to light a fire under this guy. Maybe to get him to show up. And be more productive. So I don't know if it's a head game or whatever. But it's going to be interesting to watch to see where that goes. But I for the last couple of games, I felt like he's played rather well. I don't want to say he played bad. I mean, yeah, he might have missed a few passes, but he's made some great catches. Made great catches in the Arizona game. So, I guess we'll just have to kind of stay tuned for that and see where that takes us.
I mean, if you look at his snaps, 5 games, 8 receptions, 15 targets in 5 games, 90 yards, 15 targets. So that just tells you how much he was on the field.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man,
I was looking forward to him having a good year. I picked him up in my fantasy league too. I thought he was gonna have a monster year, and then I don't know what he did.
Yeah, I think that was everybody's. I think everybody's interpretation that they thought he was gonna come out and really really surprise us. I think make big strides, and I mean I thought so, but yeah. Then when I realized they weren't playing him as much, I kind of thought, why is he out there? Because they had Sherfield out there kind of at first. Matter of fact, how come we didn't even see Sherfield out there in the Arizona game? Did you guys? Was he out there? Did I miss him?
Listen, Sherfield had a holding penalty. No, he was out there the first drive of the game. He had a holding penalty. He went right to the bench, and Travis Benjamin came out. And then you didn't see Sherfield till later on again. And he had another holding penalty. I think he had 2 holding.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Travis Benjamin is getting burned over Brandon Ayuk. Something wrong with that.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Okay. Well, you know what? Well, like I said, hope our guy Ayuk will come out there. He'll start performing and getting better. And we got the let's see. So we got the bye week this weekend, so much needed rest. Hopefully, some of our players will be able to heal up and get ready for the Colts game, which will be the next following Sunday night at 5:20. It'll be at Levi Stadium, so it'll be prime time. And thank goodness we didn't get kicked off, that prime time slot, because last year when things started going south for us and our record was getting bad, they took away, I think, a couple of 2 or 3 of our primetime slots, which was a bummer because I like primetime. I like to me, those are just the big games, and especially when they're here at home, I look forward to going to. So, so that will still happen. It'll be on Sunday Night Football next following Sunday. So look forward to that. Before we go, also want to go ahead and just give props to my guy, Big Dave. He's in charge of Big Dave's All-American Barbecue. If you guys want to get some real good barbecue for your tailgate, or if you're out there barbecuing some ribs and burgers or something, I just used it on some ribs last weekend. Tasted really good. You can always go to www.thebigdaysbarbecue.com. And Big Dave is the senior and father of defensive lineman, defensive tackle DJ Jones, who actually did pretty good in the Arizona game. He got a little sack on that game. So, but all the the proceeds go to helping children, when you purchase and get some of his sauce. So, go to the website, get a good deal right now. Cause I know they're going for about $6.99, which is pretty good. Cause original price is, I think, $14 or $13.99. Can't remember. Go to the site, check it out, and get a chance. Again, we got the Fred Warner jersey giveaway coming up. So I'm at, like I said, last time I checked, it was at 90 subscribers. When I get to 100, I'm going to bless the faithful out there in New Jersey. Yeah, I got it. And I'm probably just going to have them call in. Your chances are good if a lot of people ain't watching. You call in and win the jersey and stuff. So be a Fred Warner throwback jersey. When I get up to 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel, just to show some love back to the faithful, because I appreciate all the love you guys tuning in and giving me. Just to be up to 90 subscribers is a blessing, because I just got started on this channel not too long ago, and I'm glad to have been able to meet so many great people like Sam and Monty himself, all the way on the East Coast, right? and doing great things. So, with that said, guys, I appreciate you guys, being on and being on for the show. I probably won't be on next Wednesday because, like I said, I'm going to be out of town probably. So, might come back on Friday or Saturday. I have to figure it out. But we're going to do that. But yeah, we'll get ready for the Colts game. All right, Game 6.
Let's do it, baby.
So, Monte, thank you. Sam, great having you guys. And, look forward to next week. 49 Street Squad, man, doing it up again.
See y'all later.
So, you guys have a great.
Take it easy.
Wait, real quick. Just real quick before we do go. Just tell me, who would you give a game ball to for that game of Arizona if you had to give a game ball?
I'll give game ball to the entire defense because they played 17 points.
Oh, okay. You just went
The
the whole
entire
defense.
defense.
With the whole defense. What
Yes,
about
a game
you, Sam,
ball
real
for
quick?
I mean, that was going to be. I had a tough one, but that's a good one. But Deebo Samuel for being that TD.
Deebo Samuel. Yes, my man Deebo came through again big time. Got himself a touchdown. Caught some great passes in the game. Right on. I'm looking for Deebo. Deebo Samuel. Here we go. Deebo Samuel. Sam gives the game ball to Deebo. And Monte gives it to the 49er defense. And I'm gonna give it to, you know what? Look, there goes
Deebo.
Oh yeah, Deebo helmet right there. Looking good. Let's see. I think I'm gonna give my game ball to I like the. I'm gonna go instead of going the whole defense. I'm gonna say Nick Bosa. Because I think Nick Bosa's just been bringing the heat last few games, and just give him. And Trey Lance. I give Trey Lance the ball too. I don't know what his name is at, but I give Trey Lance the ball. And all right, so yeah, guys. So next, enjoy a good weekend off. Enjoy more football and everything, and we'll be back the next following week. And be ready for the Indianapolis Colts, the 1-4 Colts. We got to get this victory, guys. This next win, man. We got to get this victory, man. Got to get back on track. You know what I'm saying? Sure. All right, so we will see you guys again. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you again soon. Wow. Stay 49 strong.
Let's go, Niners.
Yeah.
Later.